Hello everyone, this is Shad Race from SCAI-TV 2025. We're in Washington, D.C. I'm privileged to be with our late breaker presenter, Dr. David Kandzari, to tell us about his late breaker trial at the scientific session this year. Dr. Kandzari, thanks for being with us and congratulations.
Thanks for having me as part of this. Yes.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about the design of the study that was accepted for SCAI.
Certainly. So this is an exciting time for hemodynamic support in general. We're seeing escalating utilization of mechanical circulatory support for high-risk PCI, cardiogenic shock, and other indications. And the Superior Medical Percutaneous Left Ventricular Assist device is a novel percutaneous left ventricular microaxial mechanical support catheter. It is 10 French sheath compatible. It can provide up to 5.5 liters per minute of forward circulatory flow. And it has some unique features. The impeller for the device is supravalvular, that is in the aortic position rather than in the ventricle like most similar technologies. It has an atraumatic tip that may reduce against arrhythmias and alarms, and it provides both left ventricular and aortic pressure monitoring. This technology has been utilized in first-in-human experience and early feasibility experience in Brazil with much success. But we wanted to perform an early feasibility study here in the United States and with FDA oversight. And so we performed this study at 4 centers in the United States, and we enrolled 15 patients undergoing high-risk PCI using this technology for hemodynamic support. Intentionally, the inclusion criteria were quite broad. We wanted to include patients with high-risk, high-complexity features undergoing PCI with institutional heart team approval and with the indication for hemodynamic support. And a total of 15 patients were enrolled in the study, and the plan is to follow them through 90 days, but we're going to be presenting completeness of follow-up through 30 days, which we have at present. In short, procedural success, or I should say our endpoints for this study rather, were feasibility and safety. Mm-hmm. And feasibility was defined as successful maintenance of hemodynamic support using the technology and without the need for any alternative mechanical circulatory support, and no sustained hypotension throughout the high-risk procedure. Secondly, we were attentive equally to safety with the device, and in particular, we were surveying any major device-related adverse events that would be attributable by an independent adjudication committee as related to the device from the time of device insertion to device removal. And in short, for this patient population, again, limited to 15 patients, there were high-risk features. 80% of them underwent multi-vessel intervention. 2/3 of them, 67%, underwent left main intervention. Atherectomy, chronic total occlusions, higher lesion complexities, and treatment thereof were commonplace. And from a feasibility perspective, this was achieved in all 15 patients. Right. So specifically, there was successful initiation and maintenance of support with the Superior Medical device. There was no sustained hypotension. There were no major device malfunctions, no need for alternative mechanical circulatory support. From a safety perspective, we observed one event that was adjudicated by the CEC as both procedural and device-related. It was an arrhythmia, a supraventricular arrhythmia that was successfully cardioverted. But very importantly, no major vascular complications, no clinically relevant hemolysis, no structural or valvular complications, no sustained hypotension, as I shared. Through 30 days, there was one death that was not related to the investigational device, but a complication of coronary perforation. There were 2 grade 3 or greater bleeding events. One was not related to the device. One was related to a femoral access hematoma. But again, no other major complications. So altogether, these findings are in line with our earlier experience outside the United States with this experience with this particular device, demonstrating quite favorable performance in high-risk PCI, favorable feasibility, meeting the endpoint in all patients, favorable safety for that matter. Through 30 days, no major adverse events with any sequela. We're continuing to follow these patients through 90 days. And really altogether, Chadri, this sets the stage now for a a forthcoming pivotal trial using this procedure, using this technology in high-risk PCI.
Absolutely. It's 15 patients, that's quite a bit. And again, the complication, as you said, almost negligible. Comment about being the impeller above the aortic valve. Like, tell us about the mechanism, how this is effective in producing cardiac output.
Absolutely. So to begin with, this technology overall introduces an iterative advancement in microaxial flow technologies because, as I shared, it's 10 French sheath compatible, so we're going towards lower profile. We're also providing really full left-sided circulatory support with the capabilities of up to 5.5 liters of forward flow. And with the impeller in the aortic position, as we just discussed, this may have some particular advantages in avoiding injury associated with the impeller in the ventricular position related to surrounding structures, for example, chordae or valvular structures or subvalvular apparatus that, as we know with existing technologies, albeit rare, has been reported with the impeller in the ventricular location.
Absolutely, especially with there was a big barrier for the operator to perform high-risk intervention with mechanical support due to the French size being with 14, 15.
Yeah.
But now this is, I think, going to open the platform once approved for more patients.
That's absolutely right. And as a more patient-friendly device in terms of compatibility from the size of the device, I think this also opens up the opportunity for us to explore other indications like shock and perhaps advanced heart failure too.
Especially 5.5 with a small 510 French, that's a big deal.
Agree, yeah.
Absolutely. Congratulations again to Kanzari.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Watch these videos and others on the SCAI-TV YouTube channel. This is Shad Reis coming to you from SCAI 2025 in Washington, D.C.